passcode. Thank you for joining Global Meet. When you hear the tone, you will be the first person to join the meeting. The line will be silent until another person joins.
Mayor Joel, Pro Tem.
You want to go ahead and do it now?
Yes, sir.
I'll call this meeting to order. Would you like to say the pledges for us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Okay. Do
Like
we
that.
have any,
Would you like me
requests?
to do a roll call, Mayor?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pro Tem. Mayor Pro Tem is here.
Here.
Russell Curtis.
Here.
Clay Morris.
Here.
Terry Rizzo.
Here.
Marcy Aucoin.
Here.
Absent is, Mayor Spicer.
Are there any public comments?
There's none been signed up for.
Nobody on the phone?
Is there anyone on the phone that would like to make a public comment? I think it's still logged that we're the only
One
ones
people
available.
logged in.
Okay.
Under the consent agenda, number one is the approval of the minutes of the regular city council meetings on January 18th, 2020. Pages 1 through 4 in your packet.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented for January 18th, 2020.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Isn't it 2021?
Yeah,
Okay. Can somebody?
There was 2021, that's a mistake on the agenda, my apologies.
it's right in the minutes though.
Okay,
So I'll approve for the January 18th, 2021 meeting.
correct.
Correct. Discussing and possible action to approve a resolution of the city of Jamaica Beach, Texas, establishing regulations for submitting, receiving, and processing requests for public information, open records, and providing rules and standard operating procedures for public information requests and a public information policy. Do I have a motion for that?
I'll make a motion as stated.
Second?
I haven't had any discussion on it. Okay.
I'll tell you, second it first though.
Discussion and possible action.
No.
But we can't second, we've got a second before we discuss it.
Correct.
I'll second that.
I did inquire about if this was any substantial changes, and all this is doing is changing the city secretary's name. It's housekeeping.
That is correct, Alderman Rizzo. This is just a housekeeping, item. Obviously, the former city secretary was still listed under the resolution as being the point of contact for open records requests. We're not changing any of the policy or procedure as to the city's, methods for open records. It's just, replacing, the former city secretary with the new city secretary as being Crystal Villager as the primary point of contact.
Thank you for explaining.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Under the regular agenda, discussion and consideration of the design and implementation of a new website for the city, pages 15 through 54. I believe Brad was going to lay us out on that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, thank you. As everyone in the room knows, that our current website is very outdated. And very tough to function. The functionality of it is bad, both on the user side and for our residents and anyone else that visits the site. We went out for requests for bids for websites that do design websites for folks like us, municipalities about our size and obviously larger. Two primary companies came out with proposals, as you have in your packet. One company, which was SiteDev, that we also reached out to, never sent in a proposal, so obviously that we didn't include any information concerning them with us. The first one that you see, I think, in your packet would be Unicode. Unicode, it's Civic Plus is the first one. Civic Plus. Civic Plus is a major player in the field when it comes to municipal websites. They have a lot of bells and whistles. If you look under the module section, they have a lot of options in their modules that they have for us. Very interactive. They have built in with them mass emailing, this kind of thing. So they come with a lot of bells and whistles. Their standard web design is comparable to Unicode's custom web page. Their standard web design too, for the actual rollout for them, costs around $8,000. They offered us a $2,900 discount to try to get our business, and by doing that, also when you look at the time and action on the rollout of the program itself, it's probably going to save us about a month over Unicode's rollout plan. In addition to that, they also have a service that you can enhance that would be very helpful this past week. That service is mass blast communications, emails, voice calls, telephone texting and calls.
Part of standard, right?
Oh, no, well, that's an add-on, but if we did contract with them, that add-on would be a discounted fee as well. They would charge us about $1,600 to $1,700 a year for that. Currently with Blackboard, we're paying $2,600 for our Blackboard services, which obviously, if you guys decide to go with them, and we pick that service up, we would drop Blackboard, that would save us $900 a year. Additionally, when it comes to apples and oranges, as far as the apples and oranges, as far as the rollout is concerned with Unicode and what you're getting a good web design by both of these companies, and both of these companies, trust me, are going to be a lot better than what we have right now. It would be enhanced a lot better. The difference when you're comparing one to the other in costs, the Civic Plus is $400 for the first year for that rollout, more than Unicode. But you do have a $900 backside salvation if we go to the mass communication. Additionally, with that, again, you're getting a better product, and the annual maintenance fee is $50 less than the Unicode product. Unicode is $1,800, and then the Civic Plus is $1,750. So when it comes to each year's licensing and updates and maintenance, you're looking at $1,750 for one and $26 for the other. So, again, $6,400 versus $6,800 is what you're really looking at in the first year. That includes the entire project rollout, plus your first year of actual service. Now, either way we go, you're looking still at a minimum of probably 3 to 4 months, maybe as much as 5 months in the rollout, so that annual fee will be prorated to accommodate that. So whichever one you decide to go with, if you decide to go with one, then obviously that fee will be a little bit less than what's on the corporate.
And I really did study both of these, and some of the things that I thought were really important to our community, CMS had. And, well, first of all, Unico didn't give us a discount, even though we contracted with them to do our ordinances. But, they have the text messages and the emergency alerts. They have email subscriptions and notifications free, CMS does. The charge is not there for, well, and they have a business directory. Muni charges $750 to set it up, $600 per year. What would a business directory include? When they say
That includes every place doing business within the city and contact links to those. Plus they have active contact links for everything. And I wish we'd probably take more time to show a demo for both of these products. Both of them are very impressive products. I gotta have to tell you that. Both of them very impressive products. Very user friendly. Everything that they do now is based on the Google search method, in that you type in what you're searching for, you get everything, you put in one word and you get every area that word is used in the entire website. Munico's doing our codification, whether they're our web design host, that codification is gonna be listed the same way. Our ordinances will be very clean. You'll have a page for that. You have a page. We can create any page that we want. If we wanted a planning and zoning page, we can do that. If we want a parks and recreation page, we can do that.
But Civic's the same way?
Same way, absolutely same
So
way.
we would, since Municode is doing that codification, it would just transfer right into Civic?
That is gonna take no, as far as the importing of data, it's the same for both.
Okay.
Both places. Really, the Civic package is a little bit more appealing when it comes to the versatility of the product itself. As far as user-friendly back page, both of them are pretty close to being the same.
Oh, it has polls and surveys too.
We got polls and surveys that we have.
Yes.
Like,
CMS does.
if we had Civic Plus in this audit stuff, we could actually send down a poll to how many people out there had damaged pipes.
Right.
You know, what is the extent of your damage? And we could actually help coordinate, disaster, claims even with this. It's just a better communication tools. There's also a lot more touch play and select and play stuff that we can put in. You could make a video for parks and events going on, and that stuff can be used easily, and it's very interactive. But again, both of them are very good programs.
What about the hosting for the council meetings?
Both of them have capabilities of live linkage, so we can, if we recorded them, we could upload that link and you have the entire recording of the city council meeting. Both of them have that ability to do so.
And they both use the same platform.
They do, they both use the same platform.
If we went with Unicode, I don't think we would want standard, and the custom fee right after that is $3,500.
Exactly.
So that if you do price comparison versus quality, like you're saying, it doesn't really, I mean, they do look good, I like their subsites and everything, but that's just more money on top of that $3,500 in addition.
And they just didn't do us any favors, you would've thought they would've done us a
Yeah,
favor.
and I reached out to both of them and said, look, you know, this was not a budgeted item for this year, so we're really looking for the money. Immediately, Civic Plus dropped their rate to us $2,900, and Municipal Code basically said, yeah, sorry. And that is it. So,
I'm ready to vote.
Well, you brought up my question, where are we gonna find the money for this, we have none?
we do have budgetary items, numerous budgetary items that we can use, for this when it comes to administration M&R. So there are virtually 4 or 5 different line items that we have money approved for the use at this amount. Because you're looking at $6,800 or $6,400 for a rollout, we have those monies.
So we can come out of this fiscal year's encumbered budget and not take from any reserves or anything and cover this?
That's correct. That's correct.
I didn't think we had any extra.
Well,
We don't advertise.
yes, there's a little extra.
No need to expand.
I make a motion that we contract with Civic CMS
I'll second that.
for our website.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Opposed?
Everybody,
You seconded it?
I second.
City, discussion and possible action to appoint Georgia Carmack as city's pool supervisor.
Make the motion.
I'll second. I spoke with Georgia about this, I contacted her personally, she said no problem, she can handle it. She was eager.
Approved.
Aye.
City administrator's report.
We are in the process of doing assessments, on the Arctic blast, as to damage. Wednesday, I have a conference call with FEMA, and they have sent out a lot of links out there through their website, and also Tatum has sent out, alerts, that link from their website, because they're trying to do individual studies and get individual input back to them. The problem with some of the areas that they have reached out for already, some of the entail that they were getting was just not being recorded. There was like 13,000 inquiries that came up blank. So Wednesday, they're going to enhance a link and have call centers, 2 call centers, where you can come in and give individual statistics. In those individual statistics, folks will be able to, they'll be able to distribute monies based on damages in specific areas. Now, we have already got a open, ability to file a claim in this thing through Tatum/FEMA, for emergency reaction right now. The emergency reaction does not include any permanent, cost factors, for the claim. But we did have some substantial damage. We're obviously gonna get a lot of invoicing in from USW as far as, the call outs and the overtime and the extra that they've had to pay on repairing a lot of stuff today. We had, a big main break today that they're repairing, but all of these associated costs we will be able to file a claim against. And FEMA will be taking individual claims. We'll know more about that and get that information to all our residents, Wednesday after the call, when they give us the new link to that. So if, our residents want to file individual claims, they will be able to do so there. They haven't given us any parameters on what's gonna be covered and what's not gonna be covered.
So do we have to declare a disaster or whatever?
That has been done on Friday. The mayor did sign a disaster declaration.
Is that on the city website?
Yes, ma'am, it is on the city.
Not supposed to talk over it.
So, it's, that's been done. President Biden has obviously signed over, Texas is being declared in 254 counties, affected, by that, but again, FEMA has not released, what they're gonna consider covering or not. That we'll have more information on Wednesday on that. As soon as we get it, it's gonna be distributed to the citizens. And obviously, we will be, starting to work the claims, from the city side as far as expenses are concerned with this as well. It does give us a little bit of latitude as far as, some of the cleanup action, that kind of thing. And that's all we have right now. We were, by the next meeting, we're gonna give a lot more specific numbers as far as how many of our citizens were directly affected. We just don't have that reported to us yet, so.
Is that it? Mayor's report, he isn't here. Alderman's report?
Yeah, I've got a couple things I'd like to see about the city getting a roll-off trash container, maybe put that in City Park. We're gonna have a lot of debris come in, we need to help our citizens with that. I'd like to also find out or have them address how we're gonna handle the water bills and payments, or how, there's a lot of confusion out there, because there's hundreds or if not thousands of gallons used by meters. I would like to, maybe, this is probably a touchy subject, but I think that, if we can, even verbally, put out that, anybody that has prawns and dead trees and stuff, let's get it up for our dunes. Also like to remind the citizens that there's, not necessarily any trash at the street, for at least very long. Do just have it temporarily, and then have whoever, either they do it or their workers that they're paying for, get it brought to the dumpster. I'd like to see about doing a better city update system notification. I know we had a lot of issues with that, and I'm glad you had addressed that with me, because we were really worried about that. I don't know what the answer to that is, but I'm sure we'll be drilling down through that. Russell and I talked a lot about that. And then I was very disappointed, and this is a long-term issue. It's the water meters. There are several that are put in different ways. Some of them were very easy, typical, put the key in, turn. Others you couldn't turn. I think I got a hernia trying to do a couple of them, and that's no joke. I felt some tear in my stomach. The others are, that key is turned sideways, and you have to dig down like 12 inches. So I think we need some type of evaluation on all of our meters, because I believe that it should be very easy for any homeowner to be able to go out and turn their meter off without having to call to get that done, for emergencies or whatever, like we saw. But other than that, that's all I got.
Russell?
I'll be brief tonight. I just want to say how proud I am to all of the citizens for helping each other out. We really came together as a village. I saw so many tremendous acts of kindness. That's it for tonight.
No question, that was what I was gonna say. Thank everyone that put themselves out there.
Amen.
Yes. 5 times over, our community, I think, is the best in that regard. There's plenty of people that just don't even bat an eye to give themselves, so that's appreciated. Some people are feeling physical pain from it, so that's appreciated. And I do look forward to better emergency management planning and communication on our level and then from us to the citizens. Because I think we can definitely see some improvement there, and the website is a new tool for us. And put that in the toolbox and let's do it. And I don't think we're gonna be able to have a Mardi Gras golf cart parade. It's too late, but we will look forward to some other things. We already had a citizen inquire about doing a plant sale to help people replace their landscaping, and, I did have a request for a dumpster as well. They were worried about where they're gonna get rid of all their stuff, so. Be a long recovery, but we're strong and we've done it before.
Police report?
Evening, council.
Evening.
So, this is a report, 20 pages. I pulled from the 14th to the 22nd. We had 47 police responses to leaks, 23 welfare checks in these few days. I have to say, it was remarkable to watch the citizens during this whole thing. The police department, we were very busy running around, Clay, running around. USW, Chris, the gentleman with USW, did a fantastic job. He was overwhelmed and inundated with information coming into him. Between us and the police department sending it to him directly, he gave us a cell phone, as well as everybody calling in to USW. He was banged up. I mean, it was remarkable. We had a lot of cold days, a lot of wet days, running around trying to make sure everything and everybody was okay. I'd like to report that all our welfare checks, everybody was fine. We had no issues with that. And all my officers, they went above and beyond, and I appreciate every one of them for all the work that they did. We tried to make communication with everybody in the city as much as we could as we're driving around talking with people. So in January, we had a total of 93 citations and 4 incidents that resulted in incidents in reports being brought up. 2 of them were referred to the DA. One was for a domestic violence. One was for, I gotta remember because I didn't print it out, bring it with me. We had 2 for the DA, and then 2 were settled at scene. We had a promotion within the department for Kristen Ornalis. She was promoted to sergeant. She's now working on the flex shift with me, so she's working in the mid shift range. She was also named Officer of the Year for 2020. If everybody remembers the wreck and the recovery that she had, and she did a really hell of a job getting well and getting back out here on the streets. She was also given a commendation of valor for the efforts that she did. Other than that, right now, I don't have much more to report unless there's any questions.
Thank you. And our chief isn't here, so I guess that concludes our meeting, unless there's anything else to come before. I would like someone
Go to executive session?
Do we need an executive session?
No.
Oh,
to, I just need a,
Yes,
We do?
yes.
okay.
Okay, we do. I'll make a motion that we adjourn to executive session.
I'll second that.